What's all about? So welcome back to another part of Final Fantasy 16. In the last part, we went around, did some side quests. We went and checked on some curse breakers that were freeing bearers, and we went and got some plants for the Physiker. Is it Physiker? Is that how they're saying it? In order for him to perform the surgery to remove some brands, and apparently it's like a really dangerous surgery where if the ink from the brand, I assume the brand is like a tattoo, but apparently if that mixes in with the bloodstream, they'll just die, which is horrifying, honestly. I don't really know how tattoo removal is done, but as far as where you don't die, like there's not a chance of dying from tattoo removal, but that might just be because obviously we're ahead medically than what this game is supposed to be. Look at him.
Clive,
Look at
where have you
Torgal.
been?
Side
I've
questing.
been wanting to ask you something about Torgal. Where did you get him, like, in the first place?
My father brought him back from one of his expeditions into the Northern Territories. They were crossing a snowfield when they heard his cries, and seeing no sign of his pack, they took him in.
Can I get more Torgal lore? Oh, just a bunch of baby! Bitterly cold corner of Storm's most northerly reach, the loose control of nations that sprang up around the region's erstwhile Mother Crystal Drake's Eye were united and pacified by Archduke Elwyn Rosfield of Rosaria in the year 854. However, in the years following Rosaria's annexion by the Empire, a combination of both Blight's inexorable advance and Sandbrick's lack of interest in the territory has only worked to quicken the area's destabilization.
What do you reckon, Tomes?
It certainly adds weight to the theory. Clive, I believe that Torgal may be no mere hound,
but
he's
a
rare frostwolf, an animal native to the far northern reaches of Valisthea. In one of our oldest bestiaries, I found reference to a frostwolf who served as guardian to an ancient queen of the north. Such was his mastery over ether, he could cast magics on command. His name was Fenrir.
Oh, yo.
Fenrir the Frostwolf.
Look at Torgal. I love him.
Now, the annals do not state it explicitly, but I have reason to believe this queen was a dominant of Shiva, a girl from the Northern Territories and her faithful hound. One awakens as the dominant of Shiva, and the other...
You're saying that Jill granted Torgal his powers?
What?
Just like Fenrir. People called him my hound, but Torgal and Jill were inseparable.
I did think...
He grew up.
Now, I just want to point that out, that I didn't think Torgal was our hound at the beginning. I made that very clear that I thought it was Jill's, because, I mean, every time we saw... Oh, we got more information? Yo. Every time we kind of saw Torgal in the background, it was Jill holding him, and so that's why I thought, yeah, yo. It's Jill's hound. But then it's like, oh, it's our faithful companion. I was like, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, everyone loves Torgal, but he did seem closer to Jill. Clive's faithful hound, who is fiercely protective of him and his allies. However, emerged that he is much more than a mere scent hound. He is a rare frostwolf, imbued with the sorcerer's strength that he is able to call upon to defend his allies of times of crisis.
He's a faithful companion to the dominant of Shiva, and years later, his powers awakened. Just when his master needed him the most.
You're right.
Yeah.
If it weren't for Torgal blasting those bastards to Kingdom Come, Jill would have been for it.
Quite. Though Torgal's power is his own, his latent birthright as a frostwolf, it had only to be unlocked.
Oh, get you, Torgal.
You're an even finer hound than we thought.
You can't get finer than Torgal. What are you talking about, mate?
And regarding your original concern, you need not fear for Torgal's health. Why, the beast has the appetite of a behemoth. Just this very morn, I found him with his nose buried in my nuts.
Oh no, Torgal, don't go near old nuts.
There you are!
Oh, hello, Mid.
I've been looking everywhere for you. Bernard's here. I need you to introduce us so we can get to work.
I shan't be a moment.
I couldn't have done it without you. You and everyone else. But I promise I'll pay you back. I'm gonna work my fingers to the bone for you lot, starting right now. Just you wait. I'll make wonders like this world's never seen.
Then I look forward to seeing them.
Let's get to it then. What are we doing? Where's the quest?
Now
Where
that
are
that's
we?
settled, I wonder if Vivian's made any progress tracking down Kupka.
I was gonna say, where actually are we story-wise? Like, what are we doing? Like, I understand we just kind of had that fight with Kupka, but now what was the aim? Like, are we going to go straight for another Mother Crystal, or are we just gonna try to kill Kupka? What's the download?
How goes the hunt for Kupka?
Largely in circles. We have myriad sightings of strange soldiers in unexpected places, but nothing definitive as yet. If only we knew for certain by what route he left Rosalith.
Well, keep at it. If anyone can piece this puzzle together, it's you. And I'm willing to wait as long as it takes.
I didn't think we were gonna just wait right behind her. No pressure then, no pressure?
What? Here?
Yeah!
Would that be a problem?
I'm willing to wait as long as it takes, stands and breathes behind her neck. Don't move thy contain, warden Earth, on learning that the identity of the one who slew his beloved Benedict, that he sends his forces to ransack Rosalith, capital city of Rosaria and Clive's former home, in the hope of drawing him out. Clive takes up the offer and is able to best Kupka in battle, cutting off his hands in the process. But before Clive can deal the finishing blow, the helpless Hugo is spirited away by a mysterious man from Wellwood.
Do you know, Clive? I believe it a mercy that you didn't inherit your father's throne. Your poor people would surely live in fear of you.
Why?
You have nothing to worry about on that front. I won't be claiming his crown.
That is a relief.
Why?
Clive,
I'd be a great
have you got
ruler.
a minute? We, have a guest.
A guest?
Joshua? Me trying to squint to see who it is.
trouble.
Oh,
It was a pleasure, in hindsight.
Uncle Byron? Clive, my boy!
I was close. It was a relative.
Stoke the ovens for your favourite uncle is here.
He's just so happy. I love him. Also, I think you might be my only uncle. Actually, you may be one of my only living relatives, so... Meanwhile, at a Mother Crystal, somewhere. Where are we? If I do this, they'll just tell me where we are, right? We're at Drake's 12, we're at Twinside. So this is the one in the middle, right? Twinside is the one in the very middle of the map. Former capital of Castilian Dominion. After an unilateral maneuver by the Holy Empire of Sambrick in 873, it became an imperial capital. Another crystal located in the Crystalline Dominion. It is one of the 5 remaining in... Is it one of the 5? Did we not destroy 2? How many were there to begin with? See when it says it's one of the 5. Is there still 5? Was there 7 to begin with? Or is there 5 and now there's 3 to begin with? I'm a little bit confused about how many crystals there are, guys. And is the largest of its kind. Silhouetted by a setting sun, the islands of the Dominion spread out before it. The tale is truly a wonder to behold.
The Dalmekian government sues for peace. How shall we respond?
If they're willing to accept their fault in the matter, I see no reason to refuse them.
Still, we must insist on substantial reparations. Twinside stores are not as bottomless as reported.
Aye, and we have many more mouths to feed. We shall just have to have the Dalmecs empty their treasuries for us. Of course, none of this would have been possible without your timely intervention, Prince Olivier.
Indeed, I doubt any of us would have had the courage to trade words with the mighty Titan, nor less the wit to win him over.
The Empire owes you a great debt.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
I hate when children are like stuck to their mother like this at this age. It's just so weird to look at. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he was still breastfed.
Now, let us come to the question of precisely when the Dalmex will withdraw their troops.
Dion's fire could rid us of them in mere moments. The men of the Fist will not withdraw until a peace treaty is concluded. So let us keep the negotiations open, give them time to gather what gold and trinkets they can, and once they deliver that which we demand, what worth is a piece of parchment?
Your Radiance, were Prince Dion to take the field, the enemy would surely send their own dominant to meet him. And while His Highness would of course prevail, there would be heavy losses on both.
You need not fear Hugo Kupka. He is engaged on the Western Front. Even were the Dalmex to send for him, he would not arrive in time. As much as I would enjoy witnessing a clash between Bahamut and Titan, it is not to be.
And what of your subjects, Your Radiance? If the fighting spread to the city proper, the people would bear the brunt of it.
There will be losses, it is true. Yet for every citizen who falls, another can be bred. For every home that burns, another can be built. The Empire will live on.
So you just don't care about your people then? They're all replaceable is what you just said.
Dion?
Yes, sire.
Dion doesn't seem like a bad dude. Can I get more on Dion? Dion seems alright. I've got all I've got on Dion apparently. 5 cardinals. The senior statesmen that make up the highest office of the government in Sandbreck after the Emperor himself. The Council of Elders, the council is comprised of the High Cardinal, representatives of the central Sandbreck and the Holy Capital Oriflame, and the 4 cardinals who administer the outer province, the northern, southern, eastern, and western seas. He's not the nicest to his son, is he? Maybe he's probably not the nicest to anyone. Are you alright? Like, do you have an obsession with flowers? You're always, like, twisting one.
Prepare for battle.
But sire...
Do not make me repeat myself. Return to your camp and await my orders.
Let's just kill him, like Sylvester. Let's just kill him. At least Dion seems to care for his people and doesn't want needless bloodshed.
If that is your wish, Your Radiance, I shall depart at once.
Like what? That child must be...
Gregor forgive you.
Surely that child must only be like... Wait. What? How old would that child be? It's only been like...
What do the astrologers augur?
The stars are in agreement, Your Radiance. The shadow of treachery hangs over Prince Dion.
Good! I hope he does betray you. I'm on Team Dion, guys.
Annabella's tales were true. You disappoint me, Dion.
I was gonna say how old that child is, but I forgot. It's been like 23. Wait, 23 years?
Uncle Byron doing?
It was like an 18-year skip,
Way to find out.
and then a 5-year skip. So I suppose the child could be any age. Probably about like
The little ones have
9.
to their own. It's just one thing after another
10.
around here.
But it looks about the same age as what Joshua was. Except definitely more breastfed, probably. Like, up until the age of 7, it looks like. Oh, do you know what he reminds me of? See how that child that belonged to the Vale in Game of Thrones, who was, like, breastfed and constantly sitting on his mum's lap? That's who he reminds me of.
Ah, my dear nephew, how I've missed you.
How did you find this place, Uncle?
Through the good offices of young Sir Wade. He really is the most helpful fellow. As are you, I hear. The Guardians and those they freed tell the most outlandish tales of your heroics in Rosalith. Which is why I came, to learn the full truth of the matter. Sort the fact from the fiction, so to speak.
You were working with the Guardians of the Flame to evacuate the people of Rosalith to Port Isolde.
I was, aye.
Then I have questions for you. Please, come inside, Uncle.
Gladly. You there? There are 2,000 gold talents in those chests. See that they're added to my nephew's coffers, would you?
2,000?
Is that a lot? Is that a lot? Can't tell from context if that's a lot.
And I'm afraid that is all I know.
A fleet sailing south past Port Isolde. Most intriguing.
Forgive me for not being able to tell you more. I hadn't the faintest idea Kupka withdrew wounded from Rosalith. Still less that my own nephew dealt the decisive blow.
What do you think, Vivian?
I think, with this news of the Dalmekian fleet and recent reports of the Royalists' movements, that the final piece of the puzzle has fallen into place. Come here and I'll show you. It is known that Kupka's forces entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly her Royal Navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Einherjar, or Black Galleon, she boasts a vessel nigh as swift and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry. A fitting flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes, it seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why, home to Drake's Fang, a place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts. But would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? To load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde. To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance. No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it. So what then was the plan of our Waluda friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velcroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for staking my life so easily. So instead of going by sea, like we thought, because we saw the ships go by, they actually just took them by desert,
So it
cutting
was the
the journey.
Waluders who spirited the wretch away. Now I think about it, there was something a little strange about the ships I saw. The men seemed almost crestfallen, as if in mourning, as if they believed, or were made to believe, that their master was dead.
You have a keen mind, Lord Rosfield. And you have your answer. To find Kupka, you have merely to follow...
Okay, understood. So we just need to go down. A scholar and strategist who makes her home in the hideaway, analysing every shred of information that comes in from the wider world in order to divine the disposition of the realm's armies and those who lead them. She offers her insight to Clive that he might be better understand the lay of the land. The moniker Nine Tails, of which she herself is fond, was gifted to her by her fellow scholars in recognition of her ability to speak at length on almost any subject. I get it, Nine Tails isn't like, okay. Younger brother of late Archduke Elwin and Warden of Port Isolde, after the duchy was incorporated into the Empire and Byron stripped of his titles, he shut himself away in his manor and gladly volunteered every gale of the onerous taxes and tariffs with which he would nearly burdened, all to avoid drawing the Emperor's ire, and to keep their attention from his support for the Guardian of the Flame.
Royalist trail across the Velcroy. It may well have gone cold by now, but as they say in the Republic, all roads lead to Drake's Fang.
Allow me to accompany you part of the way. As luck would have it, I had intended to journey Canverward on business after visiting you here. The Fang would be but a short detour.
I'd be glad of the company. Give me a moment to make ready. I need to tell my friends what we've learned and where we're going.
Very well, but be quick about it, my boy. Time waits for no man.
Okay. Just make sure there's no more quests. I do not see any.
Mid's finished outfitting her little what?
Otto, Kupka's at Drake's Fang. I'll be leaving before sunset.
You're not going in there alone, are you?
Don't worry. I'm not going there to destroy the Mother Crystal. All I'm after is Kupka's head.
That's all. Just a
I won't risk
dummy.
any more than I have to. I promise.
The Lanza and the Fang are all Kupka's personal fiefdom. You have any trouble on the way, you ask for Rosina Dalamil. Some call her the Desert Hare.
Who is she?
An old associate of Sid's, and only Sid's. All I know is the name, and that they used to meet at the Dalamil Inn. We've heard nothing from her since he died. But I'm thinking maybe the new Sid might be able to bring her back into the fold.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
So, what about your uncle? I mean, he's welcome to stay, but...
Don't look so worried.
Why? What's
He'll
wrong?
be coming with me.
Thank fuck for that.
Why?
Gav, Otto, I'm leaving you two in charge.
You can count on us.
Okay. So, we are going to return to him. There he is.
All right, Uncle. I'm ready to depart. Shall we?
Ready when you
We
are.
shall. Come, let us away to adventure.
Okay, and we're heading off to the Valcroy Desert. So guys, we're going to end off there for YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to poke that like button, subscribe, and comment your comments, because there are comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!